Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chapter 2 of my Fire Emblem 6 low turn count playthrough. We're joined right from the start by Ellen, a healer with 1 magic at base, and Melinus, our trustworthy convoy. Honestly, not much to say about them, so let's just go ahead and start talking of the first manip we do here. A 2% crit kill for Roy with his iron sword. We are then going to keep on feeding Roy by dropping him next to the fort, so he can kill some more enemies with his iron sword and clears the way for next turn. Funnily enough, this enemy phase actually didn't require any RNG to burn to get that 2% crit. Roy is however going to take all the soldier hits, surviving this with 1 HP thanks to his perfect level ups on chapter 1. At the end of enemy phase, we are joined by Shanna and her boys Dieck, Ward and Lot. Her teammates are mostly just nice to have to help rescue Chain, but Shanna is really the star here. She's going to be our first flyer, and the only one for a long time, so she's going to be tremendously helpful to cross terrain while rescuing Roy. She has an awesome 12 speed, which will allow her to double very often, which means twice the ability to crit enemies. Although her strength is a bit lacking, and she's quite weak to bows, this isn't so much of a problem when we can rig level ups like we're doing. The next kill Roy will do grant him yet another perfect level up, giving him just enough strength to one-round the boss with his rapier with only 1 critical hit instead of 2. We're going to position Lot with the hand axe and Dieck with his iron sword to intercept most enemies next to the fort. Shanna is going to take the lead to try and take on everything else with her javelin, starting with a 2% crit on the fighter. We now will have to burn a lot of random numbers for the next enemy phase. It might not seem like much, but it is actually extremely unlikely. Shanna is going to have to survive a giant onslaught, with very little chance to survive, as getting hit by 2 enemies would kill her. And yet she's not going to get hit at all. That is 2 soldiers, a fighter, and an archer. While extremely unlikely, this is not the only thing we're looking for. We also need Lot to intentionally miss a 73% hit on a soldier, and get hit by both soldiers while on the fort to divert the attention so the next turn strat can work. And it doesn't stop here. Shanna also needs to kill the soldier with a double 69% hit rate. If you run the math for everything that needs to happen, that means it's a 0.2% probability to happen, and it took 932 random numbers to burn to get this outcome. On turn 3, the fighters are going to clear the way, so Marcus and Dieck can bring Roy to Shanna, killing the archer in the process. Lance will then keep on rampaging on the remaining soldiers that were left by Roy and Marcus as they left towards the boss. This will actually give him yet another very good level up, only missing resistance and luck. Meanwhile, Melinus is going to grab the armor slayer, which is going to be helpful to stop relying on Roy and his rapier to deal with knights and general bosses in future chapters, and allow our paladins to show their worth in combat. Shanna will then prepare the next enemy phase by burning 450 random numbers, which is half of what we had to do on the previous enemy phase, and drop Roy in front of the boss with his rapier equipped. On this enemy phase, we need at least 1 crit from Roy on the boss to kill it during enemy phase, so we can seize next turn. That's however not the only problem. Roy is still at 1 HP, so he needs to dodge the boss, a fighter, and a mercenary. Thankfully, all those hit rates are around 50%, so it's just 3 coin tosses to hit in a row. The other big problem here is that Shanna, even at max HP, has to dodge a 76% hit from the archer, as he can 1-hit KO her, unlike the other archer that she fought. Roy will also get a level up in the process, but it is clearly not the priority here, and Roy got already enough solid level ups for us to be happy with just HP, strength and skill. Before seizing the throne, we're going to go shopping with Melinus. We'll get 2 lances, 5 javelins, and 2 bows. 2 lances and 2 javelins will go in his inventory, which will be helpful for next chapter as we still don't have access to preps yet. Meanwhile, Lance, Dieck, and Lot will clean up the enemies left over to get some more EXP. Shanna will also burn a few random numbers before trying to deal with that vicious scenario that attacked Roy earlier and finally get her level up, which is obviously going to be a perfect one. With everything cleaned up, we can now seize the throne, finishing the map without any casualties in 4 turns. We'll see you next time for Chapter 3.